All right. Good evening. You're welcome to the Career Acceleration Program. Day 2, let me put it that way, or class 2, which is today we are focusing more on the incubation process. So if you ask what incubation means, if you remember, it's a process where you nurture something to birth. So it's a process of nurturing, is a process of preparation, is a stage of preparation, is a stage where you get ready for the main goal. So you just think of it for chicks or for chicken, they do incubation, even humans as well, in the end, when the eggs or the embryo is the period of incubation, so to say. So this is also used in a career as a stage where you can plan ahead. Some other tests will call it the career planning, process, so to say. But I decided to use incubation because it kind of resonates more. Because sometimes we have some ideas, sometimes we have some things that we want to do, but if we don't process it, then we might not be able to bring it to bed. You get what I mean? So that is why I prefer to go with the word incubation. And when during incubation, a lot of things had to come in place. For those that attended the masterclass, once again, I'm going to apologize for some that had difficulty, about the technical and the audio. So we are working, I had to do a lot of editing for the videos so that we make it available. So this is a follow-up from the masterclass. Again, if for those that are looking for a one-to-one career coaching, we can sign up for the mentorship. And if you're taking interest in anything from this masterclass and you like to follow up on it, the likes of digital tools, the likes of visual communications, and you like to follow up, you can sign up for mentorship. So let me go straight to the incubation. Like I said, it's also similar to what they call career planning. I'm going to ask you, whenever you're listening to this or watching this, that you tell me, what is your career goal? That's the first. What is your career goal? And what is the career goal? When we are setting goals, generally, these are things that we want to do. There are things we want to achieve. So bringing it to career, is there a particular job you are aiming at? Is there a particular role that you are willing to step up to, even within or outside your current place of work? So that is your goal. And when we're talking about goal, we have to be smart. So when do you intend to step out into that role or into that job? Are you thinking of in 3 months, in 6 months, in a year, this is where I want to go? So what do you have to put in place? What skills do you have to acquire in order to get there? And how long do you have? What do you want? Why? Now the other question is, why do you want to do that? Why do you want to change your role? Why do you want to change your job? Do you want to change because you just want to change, or you feel like some other people are just changing jobs? Or, well, I think Abraham is doing better in tech. Let me to go to tech. Or do you have a major reason? So your why is very, very important. So I'm going to say that your career planning process allows you to identify your personal strengths and interests, so you can discover professional opportunities you are likely to both enjoy and excel in. Now, I've done a lot of job, what will I call it now, hopping, and why that has its own disadvantage, it also has its own advantage. So I know that I've been able to progress in my career, experientially, especially due to job hopping. And the reason why most people job up, I would say, or one of the reasons why I was job hopping was in search of that career satisfaction, in search of, where I feel like, I can do more in this. I'm not doing well. I need to do more. I think I would do better in the other role. So most of the time, why people job up or why people just move from one career to the other or from one role to the other is because of lack of satisfaction, or the lack of interest, or lack of that achieve that actualization. When you feel like you're burnt out, you're not bringing value anymore, you're tired of routine, so people want to step out. So again, like I said, when we're talking about incubation, an idea is an idea. An idea, you have an interest, you want to move, you want to change job, you want to change role, you want to step up the ladder, let me put it that way. But it all starts from you being able to identify your personal strengths and interests. So from the masterclass, I talked about self-discovery and employability. Now, for those that have not seen the slides, you can go back and check the slide. I think I'm going to do a separate video recording on that, because I think the technical issues then didn't get the video out properly. What I'm saying is that you need to discover your own strengths. You need to identify your own interests so that you can, discover professional opportunities that is in line with your interests, that is in line with your value, so that you enjoy and excel in your career. So it involves a series of process. And like I said, I want us to draw this together. I'm going to be sending to us some charts, and I'll be taking some of this from the Emerge workshop workbook, which is free. I'll send them the link. We will use the workbook to do our SMART goals, our career goals, and the other personal development goals. We need to write this down. So this will be the assignment. So going forward, career planning involves a series of simple processes. And I said they are simple, but you need to use it. You need to get familiar with it. You need to be conscious of it. Okay. Either you are working towards getting a new job, or you want to move ahead in your career, or you just want to step up in the same job, just a little higher. So I'll talk about the 6 stages. There are 6 stages in this. So career planning. So you need to, first of all, have what we call career planning. And part of this planning is setting goals. This is a process of you when you discover educational or training or professional opportunities that suit your interest and passion and goals. So I'm going to be using myself more as an example. With my background in general nursing, midwifery, I've gone around actually almost everywhere. Public health nursing, I was a nurse tutor for 4 years. And moving to Ireland, I started working in the care of the other units. It took me a while, even after working in the care of the other units, I went to the emergency because I was struggling a while. I was really struggling even working in the care of the other unit, because I never really had a clinical experience back in Nigeria. So it was a bit of struggle for me with the fast-paced, environments in the acute hospital. So I wanted to speed up, get myself up, and I went to the emergency. And the way the emergency is. So it really helped me, to quicken my clinical judgment, and all that. It really helped me. So I went there for a purpose, even though some people were like, why will you go to the ED? Or why will you go to the ED of all places? But I knew what I wanted, and that was what I went for. So talking about planning, there was an opportunity around there for any nurse in my unit to go to the ED. And I recognized that opportunity, and it suits my interest, and it suits my goal as at that time. So we're talking about where you have short-term goal, you have long-term goals. So for the short-term goal for me there, to be able to quicken or to sharpen up my clinical decision, the way I respond in an acute, fast-paced environment, so a hospital environment. That was a short-term goal for me. And that was why I went to the ED. And I think I spent about 15 months. And in total, since I would say my experience in the ED has been the most interesting and remarkable for me. So I left ED, and when I started my PhD, I was thinking, what can I focus on? What's, area, health condition can I focus on that is common to the older people? And I think, okay, stroke, it's very, I hate stroke. So I was looking, how can I improve health condition of people with stroke? So okay, let me go and work in the stroke department. So I moved from the ED and I went to the stroke departments. And of course, I won't tell you the story here. I was so overwhelmed and burnt out. And I think coupled with a whole lot of things as well, I had to move jobs, meaning that I had to leave where I was working to another place. So enough about me. I'm just trying to say sometimes our goals differs. Like you have a goal because of a particular reason. There has to be a why. And if you cannot really align your interests, your passion, and your goals with the opportunities that are available, we struggle. We blame ourselves, we just see that we are going around the circles, and we will not be able to achieve our goals. So again, I'm going to ask you to set your career goals. You can say in 5 years, in 10 years, in 15 years. You can even start for as small as in 1 year. This is what I want to have achieved. In 2 years, this is where I want to be, so that you can identify what you want to be doing along that career path. Make it 2, 4, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20 years and set it. So using the Image workbook, the SMART goals, I'll send you the link there. Draw out or write out your short-term and your long-term goal. So when you say this, between each of this stage, maybe 1 year, 2 year, you will ensure that you have a clear actionable steps so that you can reach your longer goal. So after the short-term goal, what are the steps that you need to take to move to the next stage until you get to maybe 20 years? So what do you want to do? So career planning allows you to outline your goals and reevaluate them as you progress. And it is very, very important. Now, another thing you can do about this is to reflect on your resume or reflect on your CV, as they might call it. So what is your CV like? What has been your educational background? What has been, your qualification, your professional experience background? And see where is when you tie it together, is there any common flow? Is there any common trajectory that you find interesting? This will really help. So depending on your path, we can, like, I'm talking about the steps, and I told you it's the 6 steps. And although they are chronological stages, but sometimes they can overlap, and it's not like a linear stage like that. So sometimes it can overlap. So the first thing you have to do, and again, I'm going back to self-discovery, but this time around, I can call it self-exploration and assessment. So it's still about you needing to understand your needs, your strengths, and personality yourself. So I'll give time for us to reflect, and if you want to share, you can share that just after I go through these stages. So you determine these items. I need you to determine these items. Remember, we're talking about career incubation. This is the time you want to nurture. So as you hear me, as you listen to me, I need you to understand, to understand your strengths, your needs, your personality, your skills, your talent, and your interests. All these are very important for you to make informed academic and career decisions. I'm going to go through that again. You first need to understand your needs, your strengths, your personality, your skills, talents, and interests to make informed academic and career decisions. Now, I tell you, a lot of people have told me that I don't think you should be at the bedside, or I think you are better off than a nurse. Some people, maybe being myopic, I think that the nurse is all about bedside. And some people would just say, oh, I think this profession does not deserve you. They are all right. They may be right in their own, way of thinking. But I know myself, and this is why I'm doing this more, even though I have a permanent, clinical related job. But I know my passion, I know my strength is in more of coaching, teaching. And that is why I'm making extra time to do this, because my this is my interest. This is what keeps me going more than my regular. I can boldly say this, beat my chest to say this. This is what keeps me going as a professional, coaching, mentoring, teaching people. And if you look at, if I just like I was trying to um share with you my trajectory down the career lane, being a tutor, in the academics. I love academics. I had my master's, even coming from a background of, professionals, and my dad was a principal, my mother was a teacher. So it's innate in me, it's part of me to wanting to teach whichever form. Even as a nurse, I'm better off teaching. And that is why my current role, it's very interesting to me, because as a discharge coordinator, I could do a lot of health teaching on discharge. I have the opportunity, to teach the patient more, so which is still part of my interest. So what I'm trying to say is that you need to understand your needs. What is your strength? What is your kind of personality do you have? And why you need this, why you are doing this, there's also need for us to do what they call value evaluations. So I've talked about evaluating your values. This will include factors such as the salary level you desire, whether you prefer frequent interactions with other people or you just want to work in a solitude place. Some people prefer remote working. Some people would like to go all out there. So value evaluation, how much you want your work to contribute to society as a whole, or how important perceive this to your work and the rest of your life. These are value evaluations. Some people will rather work without nobody knowing what they are doing. But for you, if you really want impact, you're so focused on impact. So is that your value? So your value, your outlook about your salary. Okay, if the salary is not this, you won't be satisfied. You need to know what value you have, and that's value evaluation. You also need to do what they call interest evaluation. It's different from value. Interest will help you to gather data about your likes and dislikes. And this talks about maybe people, objects, what do you like? Do you like being social? Are you investigative? Are you a realistic person? These types, you can match up your interests with the occupations that fit them best. Okay. Now, if somebody tells me to go get a job as I'm trying to, I love children. Yeah, I love children, but I will not be interested in being a pediatric nurse. Not because I don't love children, but because I find them too fragile to like I can't, even my own kids, like sometimes if they get here, it frightens me, a lot. So imagine another person's kid. So it's not like my interest kind of thing, you understand? So there's no how I can match up with that role or that specialty. So you need to understand your interest. Personality evaluation is also very important for us to do. It involves, that thinking process. What kind of personality characteristics are you? Are you an introvert? Intuition, what you're thinking and feeling, skill, judging and perceiving. So people with some personality types do better in certain occupations. So for people that are outspoken like myself and, teaching and coaching, kind of match up with my personality. Unlike some other people that don't like to talk. So if you place them in a role where they have to be doing a lot of talking and speaking, they can find it very, overwhelming, and so on. So now the other way you can do your evaluation, another way is the aptitude evaluation. So this will test your abilities and your strengths. Now, we all have strengths, we all have our weaknesses. So we need to test, where am I good at, where am I, am I strong? Like, remember I was talking to you why I moved to emergency. I knew that I was kind of crawling and too slow in the process. I needed to upskill myself. I needed to, brace up. I did an aptitude evaluation. So this will help you to know if you need more education or training in certain areas. And going to the ED actually helped me to be more skillful in, IV cannulation, especially, and, my observation skill was very sharpened, because in ED, you have to be very, very, what I call it now, you have to be very observant and all that. So it actually helped me. I knew that I needed more knowledge in those areas. So aptitude evaluation will help. This is still the career incubation section with career selection program on the NCO Healthcare Consults. My name is Olayinka Aremu. I'm your nurse coach. So the second, I've talked about self-assessment and exploration. So, and I use four different types of evaluation you can do on that. Now, the second thing you can do as part of your incubation is career research. So when you are in that incubation period, after you determine your qualities and aptitude, your interests and all that, now decide what type of career you're interested in and start your research. So you can use a lot of research engine. You can use Irish, .ia, Indeed, LinkedIn. If you're looking for an academic related university, jobs.ie and so on like that. So you need to start doing your research. Start for that research, gather basic information about the careers on your list, make a list of related jobs that you want. Make that list, no matter how long it is, make the list. Now, remember that you have to match up your interests, that we have talked about, your values with the job. Now, look at the general description of each profession. Along the general labor market, look at the salary, what are the benefits, what are the educational and training requirements that are available for these jobs. So, and then you continue to narrow down your list of, the possible careers as you go along. Sometimes it might be good to read some company reviews, okay, to help you to have an idea of what you are stepping into. Now, the third one is, if we can't finish it up today, I will, continue in another session. Career exploration and experimentation. So sometimes you just get into a job to explore. Sometimes you get into a job just, to experiment. And yes, it's possible. And there's nothing wrong about that. So after you have narrowed down your list of possible careers, then you might want to experience, for instance, I had to go to a nursing home as a clinical nurse manager because I wanted to have an experience, managerial experience. So do apply for the job, get interviewed. You might need to job shadow for some time. You might need to volunteer in certain places even before you get your desired job. You can take up some part-time role. And very important, you should find a mentor in that area of, interest. So find a mentor, somebody that can talk you through. I'm very happy to do that. If you have anything you want to talk about, and so that's why the Catalyst mentorship is all about, so you can sign up. So moving ahead, decision making and career selection. Once you have gone through that third phase of experimenting and career exploration, now it's time for you to make decision and select that career. So there's no point doing, you can take, sometimes it could take you a year, to experiment and explore before you eventually know what you want. So before you make your decision, weigh the advantages and disadvantages of all your options. Of course, you need to consider so many things. Your mental health is very paramount, is very important. Work-life balance is very important. Pay, the salary, the proximity to your home. So, you have to think about all this. It's not just about the job. It's not even if the job is the most perfect. Now look at other things around it and, do your way in and way out. Now, the final planning and action, the final stage there, no, the fifth stage is final planning and action. So now that you have made your decision, you have applied for the job, you have started, so gather all the information you have learned and determine an action plan. So this includes you have to put up, I need some credentials? Do you need some professional exams for you to get to that career? Do you need to take up some courses so you can start taking those actions? Very important. Now you start looking for job, which is the sixth. And if you get a job, you accept. Now, I need to say this, that you might not get a job, but your career plan will help you, to guide you to continue to get to search for and to prepare for your desired job. So you can use your goal setting strategy and career plan to write your cover letter. So that is why this is important. Remember, I said that it's not a linear step. So you can use it now. You can start writing your cover letter even right from the beginning. But remember, you have to put your interest. Sometimes in an interview, they will ask you what drives you, to wanting to take this job. And that comes back to your interest and your values. So if you receive a job offer, you can negotiate your salary, you can talk about the other benefits. Make sure you ask. It is very important and you have a right to ask. So that is how it will be this evening with the career incubation. I'm going to give room for any question or if you have anything you want to share. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hello.
I hope I wasn't talking too fast.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Yes, it was really an informative section for me. I didn't even know there was a section on this evening. Thanks for the invite. And I've really gained a lot. I really needed this at this time. So thank you.
Thank you.
Then how can one register if you want to have this mentorship? How can one register to have a one-on-one section?
Okay, I will send you the link. It's called Career Catalyst Mentorship. So I'll send you the link. I'll send it to the group. I think you are not in the Telegram group. That's why I didn't know. So I'll send you the link so you can join the Career Coaching Telegram group.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining. Do we have any other question, contribution, clarity?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you so much. It's really helpful. Don't worry, I'm coming for one-on-one coaching.
All right. Okay. I'll be waiting.
It's like what is actually on my mind, and you've touched a lot. The image workbook. I don't know. Is there a hard copy?
Yes. So if you now, you want me to advertise that? Do you want to talk about it before? So the image book, just as we're talking, is still on sale. It's available on Amazon. It's on Lulu and it's on Stella Store. Hard copies, you can order hard copies straight from Amazon, and I'll be getting some hard copies, handy in Ireland. The other ones, we ran out during the launch, and I'm even owing people image book. Yeah. So I think even over 20 people paid, and we ran out, but it's going to be available in 2 to 3 weeks in Ireland. But if you buy the book, the image workbook is already part of the book, so it's part of the appendix.
Okay.
However, like the image, it can be downloaded. It's available for free, so I can send the link to download it, and you can print it out if you want.
I have the book, then I will check for the workbook.
Yeah,
then.
it's an appendix that is at the back, so you can just use, and it has some place for notes writing as well. So you
Okay.
have sections for the SMART goal, you have a section for the leadership, we want to the leadership development plan, personal and professional development plan. So those are like quick checklist for you, and you can always go back to revisit it. Where am I? You know, what else do I have to do? Kind of.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining this session. If you are listening to this or watching this at any point of time, this is a career selection program by NCO Healthcare Consulting, and we're just talking about career incubation, career planning. If you are interested in one-to-one career coaching, this is available, or if you're interested in the mentorship, so there are different categories. You can take up the complete career coaching package, which includes you have free self-discovery, pre-recorded videos for those that haven't seen that. You have free Image ebook. If you subscribe to the complete package, you have the free workbook as well. And you have a free one-to-one self-paced or self-directed career clarity section as part of the complete package. Then you can have the one-to-one catalyst mentorship. You can also have your CV review and revamp, preparing for interview, uh, confidence building, if you need to increase your public speaking skills. So a lot of things are involved, you know, in the complete career coaching package, but you can also sign up for individual, you know, package from it. So I'll be looking forward to receiving your requests. Remember, like I always say, you deserve a rewarding career, and you are not a tree, so you can move. Have a good evening, have a good day, have a good night, have a good afternoon, whenever time you're watching this or listening to this. See your girl in Karen, you know, Scotola. Bye for now.